Hello. Hi everyone. You're fine? Alright, I'm also fine. I'm teacher Regan. Once again, welcome to Easy Elimu, where learning is simplified. I'm happy that today we are discussing something different from the combined operations. We have taken quite some time to dwell on that. So this morning we are going to discuss number sequence. So one thing that I would like you to appreciate that number sequence is a wide topic. So at this level, we are just going to get to touch on it a little bit, just a little. But you'll go deeper in this when you get to senior school, whereby you'll be discussing the arithmetic progression, geometric progression, and all that. But at this juncture, all we are going to discuss are the basic sequence that we can come up with using the natural numbers. So maybe at the introduction, before we go any further, can one of you tell us what we mean by number sequence? Any trial? What do you think is number sequence? Sequence, in other words, is a pattern. What is number pattern? Yes, Irene? Okay, that's a good trial. So to save on time, we can say number sequence simply refers to the horizontal arrangement of numbers following a particular rule and or pattern. So someone can start arranging numbers starting from a particular value and follows a consistent pattern, in that particular order. So if you are able to arrange numbers in a particular consistent order, then whatever you are going to come up with is what we call a number sequence. For example, I can come up with a number sequence like this: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that. So who can tell us the pattern that I'm following here with my number sequence? Yes, Emily? Even numbers, correct. So here, the rule is even numbers. So I am just picking the even numbers, starting with the least even numbers, going all the way, and this is actually infinite. This is an example of number sequence. I can also come up with a number sequence that looks like this. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, ... And the list is endless. Someone can tell me what is the rule or which pattern am I following? Which pattern am I following? You can see my first number sequence there is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Who can guess the next number in my sequence? Who can guess? Yes, Brian? 10. Not really. Not really. You are saying 10 because probably you have not yet identified the rule or my pattern or what am I doing to be able to come up with this number sequence. Someone else? Brian, you want to try again? Yes, try again, please. 11, correct. So the next number sequence here will be 11. 11. So, and what is the rule? Yes, John? Odd numbers. That is good. Odd numbers. So this tells you that so long as you are able to identify the rule or the pattern in a number sequence, you can easily get the next infinite number of digits in that particular sequence. Are we communicating? So right here, note, in order to solve questions involving number sequence, the rule and or pattern is very vital. You need to identify the rule. What is happening here? What pattern is being applied in order to come up with the subsequent digits or numbers in that particular sequence? Let us look at examples. Identify the next 2 digits. Identify the next 2 digits in the sequence below. So we have, that is number 1A. We can have a sequence like 1460, 1560, 1660, So I identify the next 2 digits or the next 2 numbers. You can call, let's call it numbers, please. The next 2 numbers in the sequence below. So solution. So here, identify the rule. That's the most important thing. Identify the rule. If you cannot identify the rule that is being applied in order to come up with the number sequence, then you cannot answer that question. So what is the rule? What is happening in order to get 1560 from 1460? What are we doing? Yes, George? What is the rule? Add. Yes? You add 100, correct. So the rule is add 100. So then in the next step, you now apply the rule. So if you add 100 to the last digit, so it is 1660, add 100, you'll get 1760. Because we need the next 2 numbers, then 1760, if you add 100, you get 1860. Therefore, our sequence with the last 2 numbers inclusive or included becomes, our sequence with the last 2 numbers included becomes 1460, 1560, 1660, 1760, then 1860. There, part B. Part B, calculate the sum of the next 3 numbers in the sequence below. The keyword here is sum, and we discussed in our previous session that sum means addition, you add. So this is our sequence. 2, 3, 5, 7. So you're supposed to get the next 3 digits, then you add them. So in our next 3 digits, we have X, Y, and Z. Then once we have them, solution, we are supposed to add x plus y plus z. That is supposed to be our solution at that juncture. So, like I said before, identifying the rule is very important. So what is the rule here? What is the rule here? Someone tell us the rule. The first number in the sequence is 2, 3, 5, 7. Yes? Yes, Emily? Prime numbers. Good. Prime numbers. The rule is prime numbers. They are actually prime numbers. Therefore, we have 2, 3, 5, 7. What is the next prime number after 7? Yes? Yes, Byron? 9. Not really. We discussed this in our previous sessions. Kindly go through your notes and check. The next prime number after 7 we said is 11. Correct. So 11. The next one after 11, is it 15? How many people are saying 15? How many people are saying 15? That is encouraging. At least we are keen. It is not 15. Thank you for not raising your hand. So it is 17. After 11, not really 17, it is 13. After 13, we have 17. Thus our x is 11, y is 13, and z is 17. Hence, the sum of x plus y plus z is equal to 11 plus 13 plus 17. 11 plus 13 and 17, what do you get? So we shall have 11, 13, 11 add 13, that is 4, 2, then add 17, that is 11, 41. So our answer is 41. That is the sum of the next three numbers in the sequence. Any question? So all you need to know, you should have an open mind whenever you are answering questions on number sequence, because an examiner or the examiner can decide to play any game with the numbers. He can decide to pick prime numbers only, odd numbers, even numbers, or generally applying the rule of addition or subtraction, or even multiplication and division. What if I decide to take the prime numbers and subtract 1, 1, 1 from each of them? I can actually come up with a number sequence. And therefore, that is what takes us to our next session. When we meet next time, we shall discuss how to come up with a number sequence, applying a particular rule. So in some cases, you can be given the rule by the examiner, or the examiner simply tells you, come up with the number sequence using the first prime numbers within 1 to 100, and give the first 10 of them. Are we together? So if you do not have any question, kindly let us meet next time, where we shall discuss creating number sequence. Thank you. Have a nice time.